most likely subscribed here because of the Pokemon Pathways. Keep a note, this channel is more or less a culmination of walkthroughs, let's plays, and me just talking about random shit that I personally have just thought about, and I just like, hey, I want to make a video on this. Hey, I want to talk about this, but I have shitty editing, and I'm still not good at anything, so I only have a shitty mic. Yeah, that's the reality. So, a while back, probably a few weeks ago, or probably a few days ago, I can't remember the time. I was actually watching a video from a YouTuber, Crystal, all in clip, all in moments in when she was playing Persona Q2, and a fascinating thing happened in where there was a moment where Akechi was hanging out with Koromaru. If you know, Koromaru is a dog that can use a persona. In Persona 3, don't question it. I should also explain what Persona is. It's a spin-off franchise from the SMT from Shin Megami Tensei. Shin Megami Tensei, you summon demons and choose a fraction of which you side with your own beliefs and philosophies. For SMT1, if you had the option of law, chaos, and neutrality. Look, if I had to explain it, it would be like, how do I explain SMT in the shortest way possible? You know, this is harder than I thought it would be. Look, just look up videos about Shin Megami Tensei. They'll tell you what the fuck the rest of this shit is. But later, no, I'm sure you all know about the whole concept of the ego, the id, and the superego. If none of you know that, then I'll just explain it in the simplest way I can. Basically, for a persona, it's basically we all wear a mask that we show to society, and we hide our true selves. That there go is the persona. It's the other self, that basically we show to the world. And in the Persona franchise, there are specific individuals that can call upon that other self to do battle against shadows or demons if you look at 1 and 2. But we're talking about shadows here, which is 3 and 4, or where they're their own unique species. Then they were switched back to being demons, being called the shadows. Those don't ask me why that happened in 5. I personally like the shadow designs of 3 and 4, although I'm a minority. I'm a minority in a lot of things. I like Morgana and Teddy, and people just hate those two. What was I talking about? And oh yeah, well, particularly, I wanted to talk about the Justice Arcana, or rather, 3 specific characters within the Justice Arcana. That being, he should be here. Holy shit. Shoot, yeah, Ken Amada. This is how you know I'm just jumping into this. Nanaka Dojima and everybody's favorite pancake lover, Goro Akechi. Now, most people are like, wait a minute, why are you talking about these 3 Pacific characters? Well, they all share one common core feature. Well, 2. They're all a part of the Justice Arcana, and they all have dead moms. Yeah, we're just jumping into it. But there's a reason why I wanted to talk about these 3 specifically, because and I was really thinking about this, or rather, when I was actively watching that video, Ken, ironically enough, brings up that Koromaru can sense people who are having a lot of internal turmoil, because Koromaru is a very smart and good boy, and Ken was very much trying to start a conversation with that, like, hell, if you're feeling anything, you can talk to Koromaru, like, about that, if he understands, and forget what I said. And that's the kind of interesting thing, because when you look at who Ken is as a person, how do I put this in the nicest way possible? Now, don't think I'm going to say anything negative. Ken is someone, how do I put this? Ken is someone who is very much hungry for revenge, because unironically, another character inadvertently caused his mother's death, with their persona going berserk, that being Shinjiro. Shinjiro's not important for this discussion. Study him on your own pace. But if it might be weird, but I currently want to show you guys this design. Now, when you think of the goddess Nemesis, Hold up, let me go. Let me do some now. I already ruined it, but I'm just humor me, please. Now, when you think of the goddess Nemesis, what this is what's most likely what your common depiction is. It's someone that has the scales and a sword, someone who's known for being impartial with their and justice and distribution of it. Because Nemesis is never unfair. Here, it's always balanced and neutral. Now, look against Persona Nemesis. Ignore the Clone High ad. By the way, how do you guys think about that Clone High reboot? I want to know your guys' opinions. Now, if you look, does Nemesis look like it's gonna be fair or impartial, or does it look like it's not safe to be around? Like, what the fuck? Well, this is where my mind just triggered here. Rather, that's when the craziness about this whole thing about the Justice Arcana on a really specific. But when you think about it, Ken, and this is a spoiler for Persona 5. So if you've played Persona 5, congratulations. You already know what I'm going to talk about. If you haven't, leave now. Now, because I'm going to spoil some things. But Ken, rather, no, I'm just going to say, Ken is basically the fledgling of what Akechi would have become. Of Akechi. Basically, Ken is basically Akechi before he fully descended. Or fell. Yeah, fell is a good terminology, right? That fell works. Now, most people are thinking, wait, what do you mean by Ken is like a fledgling of his fledgling of Akechi's fall? Well, if you don't know, Akechi's a murderer. Yeah, short and sweet of it, I'm just gonna say it blunt as humanly possible. Akechi is a killer. Now, most people are wondering, wait, hold on, how is this guy a killer? Like, you can't show me any. Shit, that's not his full outfit. Damn, I thought that would have been really cool. Oh, hold on, let me see. Shit, nope. Damn it, are you kidding me? I needed like the full outfit to actually show off that he's kind of a fucking monster. Well, he's not a monster. I wouldn't really call him. I would call him a tragic victim of how society and the loss of his mother, and ultimately he didn't really have a good support system after her death, which inadvertently caused this this deeper and deeper descent into despair and madness, which inadvertently is kind of tragic because when you really think about it, like Ken could have easily gone down the same path of hatred if it wasn't for SEES, which is the organization that's main goal is to destroy or stop the Dark Hour destroy the Dark Hour. And inadvertently, it's due to that reality, that Ken was able to actually become later like a much more mature, confident, and calmer individual due to those events. Now, I'm pretty sure most people are like, okay, you're doing these correlations. Isn't you're talking about Akechi, but okay, what happened with Akechi? You just said his mom died. Well, yeah, you see, Akechi's a bastard. And if you're thinking, well, Conrad, that's extremely hurtful. No, I mean literally, he's like a bastard child. He's a fatherless son. You see, his father is actually a politician by the name of Shido. And look, let's be clear, Shido's a piece of shit human being, and frankly, shit human being. Now, here's the thing. Akechi, it himself, inadvertently, is someone who was, his mom was a lady of the night. There we go. That's the nicest way I can put it, because I don't want to be mean. And she was still a caring and loving individual, but she did tragically die. And Akechi was basically just dumped into foster home after foster home. No one really genuinely gave a shit about him. Now, keep in note, Akechi very much deeply hated his father. Immensely. His hatred knew no bounds. And that's the most fascinating thing, because, again, if I were to be adding on more here, because here's the fascinating thing. I'm pretty sure that if someone were to say, hey, if Akechi met the Phantom Thieves earlier in his life, or hey, if Akechi had a good support system, because to those who played the games, wouldn't you agree that the Akechi we had in Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal would have been completely different had he had a good support system and a good support structure in his life when he was a child after the death of his mother? Had he had that, and had he had those there to comfort and care for him from at that early of an age, he would have become a much more stronger individual mentally, and would not have descended so far as he did. Right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people. Now, most people are like, okay, then you showed us this photo of a Nemesis, but why aren't you showing Akechi personas? Well, that's the interesting part. You see, Akechi is. Okay, here's the thing. There's a weird terminology with these types of people within Persona. Because unironically, there are people like him who have the unique potential to use more than one personas. They're called the wild card. But there are some individuals who have the potential to become wild cards, but have not reached that full realization. Akechi is one of those individuals. There's another one who is also like this, but I'm not going to explain or tell you who it is. Now, this is Akechi's other persona. Basically, this is what he views as a hero. If you can't tell, this looks very much like this is very much Robin Hood, but this looks like a dude from superhero comics, right? Makes sense, right? Right? That's what Akechi views as a hero. Heck, his whole Phantom Thief costume attire, if I were to show you this, very much symbolizes, if not views, what Akechi thinks of his own version of rebellion in the side of justice, which mirrors Robin Hood. But then we have Loki. Oh wow, that's what Megami Tensei does. Hold on, let me just round up. No, there we go. Now this is Loki, his other half. Like I said, I was spoiling shit. I told you, if you're getting mad at me right now, you should have already left. I'm already telling you this. This is just a madman's rambling. This isn't good. This isn't scripted. This is just me being stupid. So be prepared. Now, if you can't tell, Loki looks kind of fucking weird. And we have this plaque. Now, if you can look at a full photo, because I'm not providing this shit, you should have already had this in your goddamn papers. Come on, follow up, you people, follow. But yeah, if you can't tell, that doesn't look normal. Also, anybody who's read / watched Berserk, doesn't Akechi's whole helmet kind of symbolize the Berserker armor's helm? Am I crazy for thinking that? Because this is a thought that came to me when I was playing Persona 5, and I'm like, holy shit, this looks a lot like Guts' Berserk. I'm like, Akechi's a Berserk fan confirmed? I'm just saying. But yeah, that's the design that we're getting, which has a lot of implications, and I'm not smart enough to go into. Again, look at someone else's video for that. Don't come to me for this shit. I'm just here to talk about the interesting things I found in great correlations, and how I personally think that this will lead to the next Persona 6, the 6 Justice Arcana user, because we're most likely going to get this as a common theme. Although there's one that doesn't have this whole theme, because frankly, when I looked at the list of people who are of the Justice Arcana, I couldn't really get any more backgrounds into what their family life are, but it's kind of fascinating how like three pivotally important characters within Persona's story, within their stories, like Ken, Nanako, and Akechi, all have dead moms. Look, I'm just gonna be blunt. Next in Persona 6, if we have a pivotally important character that's the Justice Arcana, they're gonna have a dead parent. That's gonna be the first key factor. The second key factor is that they have a good support system that is there for them mentally to help them out. But back to Akechi. When he uses Loki or shows his true self, he's, how do I put this, extremely unhinged and fucking crazy. Like, seriously, he does not hold back his manic violent tendencies, and bloodlust. He just fully just shows it. He does not hide it at all. And that's very much his true self, how he truly feels. All that rage, aggression, and anger that he just wants to vent out to the whole world. Now, most people are like, okay, So that's Akechi's true persona. But what's his? Well, we saw that there was a third one right here called Hernward. What does that mean? Oh well, here's the thing: personas can evolve. Basically, how do I put this? It's like when you gain a greater realization of yourself that you mentally grow up and mature, sure with sure within your own life. Like basically, unlike how every single fucking influencer and YouTuber says that they've grown and matured, in reality they're still the same egotistical little shit. Shit. Like for example, Ida saying that he's grown and matured when in reality he's even worse than he was before. Meanwhile, when you look at PewDiePie, he doesn't just say that he has, he's actually shown it and grown from it. From it. From it. I'm using real life YouTubers as an example. Holy shit. Oh my god, I'm gonna get so many people pissed off at me for doing this. But think about it. Felix would most likely have a more evolved version of his persona. Meanwhile, Ida's would most likely have a just. No, the interesting question is, can personas devolve? Can a person regress to an even more weaker version of themselves? Huh. That's an actually interesting concept. But Hernward is basically a Akechi's realization, if not a growth, an evolution of who he once was. And Hernward is the culmination, is the living proof of that, since it is the growth, since it's now a more evolved version of who Akechi is within his own realization. Now, the same thing can be associated with Ken, in where we have his second persona, or his evolved persona, called Anemi, which, unlike Nemesis, which very much most likely could have stemmed to become a much more destructive, darker step, since it was already in the fledgling stage of becoming a much more darker entity, now takes a back seat and goes into the opposite path. Holy shit, it can go from red to white? Damn. That's actually really cool. Cool for an Nagami Tensei wiki. Showing a greater change within Ken as an individual. Now, most people are like, okay, but where does Nanako fit into this? You keep on talking about Ken and Akechi and their mental development. Where does Nanako fit in? You said she has a dead mom, but you haven't brought up about her. Oh, well, here's the thing. Well, the fascinating thing is that Nanako didn't get a persona. Oh, no. The reason for this is actually due to the fact that she's too young. Let me just go look at her and Ken's age, because I very much want to check. Okay, so we now know that no, wait, really? He's 13 in Arena Ultimax? Wait, that means it's been roughly 3 years since the plot of Persona 3. No, it would be 2 years since the answer. No, 10 to 11, but 11 straight, but... No, it's just, no, I'm just going to say 3 years. No, I bet somebody like, no, it would be 2 years. Okay, so that means, hold on, because they brought up the whole fact that Nanako was too young, although they used to say it was 6 and now it's 7. So if I were to think about it, that would mean that you would need to be at least 10 years old for your whole self to start to fully manifest. I thought that Ken and Nanako were roughly around the same age during the event. But I guess I was wrong, because then Ken... Guess I was wrong. But they didn't say anything stupid. But yeah. But the thing is what I found the most fascinating is that while Nanako has the trait of a dead mom like Akechi and Ken, and she actually has a good support system, although that support system would be, well, technically you, the protagonist, and her father, or Dojima, who ironically enough was actually originally intended to be the villain. No joke. Apparently that was supposed to be the original plan, but they scrapped that. Thank God, because please don't, and they use somebody else. I don't know who it is, because it is. Look, I already spoiled one thing from a Persona game. I'm not spoiling another. I actually care, actually care and want you guys to be surprised. But Nanako, ironically enough, doesn't have any. Well, most likely when she gets older, but I'm pretty sure that even if she does get a persona, it won't be some twisted or negative connotation. Given the fact that one, you kind of fixed your relationship with her and Dojima, creating even a stronger bond because now you're technically seen as part of the family, which is pretty fucking wholesome, and I fucking love the shit out of it. And also, Nanako has a good support system because of you and the investigation team, which or team with Chie, and Yukiko, and Kanji. And I also believe kinda now. No wait, Naoto isn't there anymore. I don't think anymore. Or along with Rise. So yeah, it would only be the best. As you guys are still best would be those four that would still be there. Although when Yosuke graduates high school, he said he's going back to the big city to study for college. That's what I got. That's what I heard from I believe either Arena or Ultimax, which inadvertently is a good thing. What the fuck am I talking about again? Oh yeah, Nanako and how she's completely the opposite about Ken and Akechi because one, she has a figure that has a strong sense of justice, that imposes a good sense of morals and justice, and two, how Nanako in herself doesn't harbor any extremely negative or dark emotions towards pretty much anybody. Fascinatingly enough. Heck, I even think you even counted her own shadow TV world, although that might just be the person that brought her in's view of the world, but then again, Nanako was there, and we know that Pacific people technically form and create their worlds because of their shadows. An example being Yukiko's, and how hers was a castle and Kanji's was. I don't want to talk about Kanji's. Please don't make me talk about Kanji's. And Naoto's being a mad scientist's lab. There we go. Yeah, that as a perfectly good example. Why am I not talking about Kanji's? I don't want to talk about Kanji's. My mental health. My therapist told me not to talk about Kanji's because it brings too much trauma. And Nanako's was inadvertently. How do I put this? It was kind of ethereally wholesome. If you were to look at video footage of it, it's ironically enough not all that bad. It's nothing destructive, nothing evil. It's not something twisted or sort of makes you question what the fuck's wrong person. It's honestly pretty sweet and wholesome. I'm gonna hold on. There should be an image of it. There we go. See, it's like a literal paradise. It's complete and utter contrast to everybody else's shadow, everybody else's TV world distortions. Nanako's is literally heaven, a utopia. And keep note, that's supposed to stem from the person in of itself. It's supposed to stem from their own mental stability and mental thought process. But ironically enough, Nanako's doesn't really have that. If anything, it's the complete opposite. Hence why I would say that she is completely different from both Ken and Akechi, because it also shows that her mental state and stability is completely perfectly fine. There's no inner turmoil or a hunger for revenge or justice, nor a fully distorted and corrupted version that Ken has the fledgling and the starting points of truly becoming a darker individual of blinded by revenge and just distributing unfair justice. Meanwhile, Akechi's is just the fully realized version, like full on, just corrupted and distorted. It's quite tragic. Jesus Christ, I am talking like a fucking idiot. Yet I don't even think half of this shit's even coherent, but still gotta go with it all the way through. I'm not pussing out of this one. But all in all, it is kind of fascinating. But ultimately, I see a pattern with this. In Persona 3, you had Ken. Ken be this. In Persona 3, you have Ken, dead mom, fledgling, dead mom, had a fledgling corrupted sense of justice. Ultimately, that got fixed. You have Nanako, dead mom, but had a good sense of justice and morals and was all around wholesome and good and didn't give in to any negative connotations So distortions. Also, she was basically 6 to 7 years old. So that's already a good thing. So that means something bad happened here. There. And yeah, you have Akechi. Lost his mom, completely gave in into negative emotions, and just wanted to fucking burn everything to the fucking goddamn ground. Ironically, he doesn't know any fire skills. Now, here's the thing. In Persona 6, the game that most likely is going to be coming out in, 2030? Look, that's a meme. I would love to say 2077, but I don't think I should be that evil. Now, in Persona 6, because we don't know what the fuck that game is even going to be fucking be, I almost thought that was like there was some Trinity Soul protagonist for a few seconds. I don't think that was it. I think that's just the only concept of Joker's design. Now, in Persona 6, we're most likely going to have a Justice Arcana user, and they most likely are going to have a dead mom. If they are a Persona user or a very important character within the main story, they're going to have a dead family member. I want to make that clear. They will have a dead family member. Yeah, don't question me on this. This is going to happen. Because frankly, I don't know why, but for all 3 Justice Arcanas on us from 3 to 5, they all have dead moms. I don't know why. If anyone has played Megami Ibunroku Persona or Persona Eternal Punch. Hold on. I forgot to talk about Katsuya Suo, because he also is someone who's in Nanako's same category. Ironically enough. Although the thing is with Katsuya, he's an adult and is mature. Shit, he's just an adult who actually has his shit together. He also wants to pursue the justice because his father, I believe, was dead and betrayed by the police district. He has a clear head, but also is a part of the Justice Arcana. Oh my gosh, there's other, never mind. And ironically enough, just like his brother younger brother Tatsuya, is has a deep connection to fire. Don't worry, they're not arsonists. They're good. They're both really good people and good kids. Good guys. Wait, why am I saying kids? Katsuya is like way older than me. I'm being stupid now. But yeah, Katsuya has a strong head on him, good morals, not stupid, but not violent. He's also another good correlate. I just realized there might be a pattern to this. Now think about it. In Persona 2, you have Katsuya, strong, good morals. Morals is an adult is of the Justice Arcana, lost a family member, wants to pursue the case to show that he was innocent, and also fights for true justice and doesn't give in to dark temptations of evil and malice. You have Persona 3, Ken, fledgling to giving into the darker sides of justice. His persona nemesis was already showing the implications and starting points of this phase. Ultimately, after a tragic event and happened within the Persona 3, Ken grows and develops to actually change and evolve his persona, becoming called Nemi, showing that he has broken away from that negative mindset and distortion, which is ultimately growing to become a much more stronger individual, striving for the true path to justice. You have Nanako, who inadvertently, while doesn't have a persona, is of the more positive sides of justice. Hell, her own even shadow world shows a literal personification of heaven itself. Not showing any twisted ideals or distortions within it. And also the wish to see her mom, which is pretty fucking wholesome. And then you have Akechi, which is basically the full deep dive into madness, wrath, and negative emotion, just wanting to destroy everything due to the pain of not only losing his mother, but being a bastard child who no one truly wanted around, who frankly had to just constantly try to show, I want to be needed, I want to be loved, I want to be acknowledged. knowledge, inadvertently showing a lack of compassion and love given by others within his whole life, which is, it's really, really tragic. Really, it's actually kind of sad, sad, and how inadvertently the thieves themselves, well, yes, they still harbored negative will towards him, were still willing to give him a second chance in helping them take down Shido and Akechi. I'm not gonna say anymore. Hell, even this, you don't allow yourself to be enslaved by such things as human relations or past selves, and so your heart arts is always free. The exact opposite of mine. To be honest, I'm envious. I wonder why we couldn't have met a few years earlier. It really does show that, and this is what he's saying to Joker. It really does. Again, that's just another thing. It really does show what makes you really question what would have happened if Akechi had met Joker and the others a lot earlier in life. Maybe he wouldn't have gone down this path of hatred and violence. Heck, maybe he would have been an ally from the jump, jump from that deep, dark realization of Shido. But then again, it would have been far more tragic. Like, think about it. Imagine. Oh man, that is just a what if scenario. Would be fun as hell to see people talk about. But yeah, this is what I just have all my thoughts on. And what I found most fascinating when you think about how the Justice Arcana is connected to at least four of the people, because I just want for the people, and I just remembered that Cassia existed because I looked down and I'm talking about Persona users, but I brought one that isn't Persona user but has a deeper connection to the story, and one that, and yet I don't talk about Hidehiko. I haven't played Persona one, and I'm not gonna. One, I mean, I'm starting to, but I want to play with Raging. I don't want Brown. Please don't make me pick Brown. Plus, when I tried to read up on this guy, there was like barely anything on his anything. It just shows that while he acts snarky and like a snarky ass, he does understand when there's times to actually shut the fuck up and care about other people, which, yeah, it's nice. But I would have liked a deeper implication what who the fuck he is. But anyway, yeah, that's all I have to say about this. I just wanted to talk about character. Excuse me, burp came up. I just wanted to talk about these guys, and what I just thought about this from a weird little thing that plopped into my head, because ultimately I just found the very concept of talking about people who have these issues about the Justice are going to be fascinating, and also the fact that we're most likely going to have to get this. What the fuck am I saying? Hold on, because we're gonna most likely have to talk. Most likely gonna get a Justice Arcana user again, or rather a justice character again, and all of this was just the mad ramblings of a madman for over 30 minutes. Thank God it's not 40. Yeah. All in all, Justice Arcana, pretty base. Tragic to what happened to some of these people, and R.I.P. dead parents. It's tragic, sad when that happens. All in all, it's fascinating that this is what you come up with for a video idea, because you really don't want to continue just uploading nothing but gameplay footage, and you just want to talk about something for over 30 minutes. Haha. But anyway, this is your boy Conrad Vallon signing off. Be sure to like, subscribe, make sure to know if I have any future uploads, and tell me how I did with my whole discussion, or if I'm just being an unhinged sociopathic freak. You don't need to add the unhinged sociopathic freak. You just need to add, you really were getting me here, but could you have just slowed the fuck down and not talk like a rambling idiot? All in all, that would have been nice. But anyway, love y'all. All be good people. Don't do anything stupid, and if you ever gain the power of Persona, do not hurt people with it. You should use it to help people. Okay, bye. I'm not your dad, by the way. I shouldn't have to tell you this basic shit, but again, be good people. Bye.